to another Strange Secret Sacred reading. I am Maria, the maker of Strange Secret Sacred Love cards, and these are the cards for this week. So from the Caroline Myss Archetype set, I drew the archetype of Don Juan. The light attributes are it spotlights your positive seductive qualities, and the shadow attributes are using the power of romantic attraction for private agendas. In the booklet that accompanies, the guidebook that accompanies this set, Caroline Myss also says this. Other names for Don Juan are Casanova, Gigolo, Seducer or Seductress, and Sex Addict. And the Don Juan archetype can make us aware of falling into sex role cliché or misusing the power of romantic attraction. An underlying vulnerability and the power to open a heart capable of deep love can counter its negative aspects. Shadow Don Juan represents a man preying on women for the sake of conquest alone. Of course, you can reverse this and, it could represent a women preying on men for the sake of conquest alone. And in order to identify whether you have this or not, look for a pattern of sexual behavior in which the end justifies the means, or I would say look for sex addiction. I do think that many people would have this archetype. I think it's prevalent in our society. Then the Rumi card I drew for this week is Three of Staves, Love is a Ship for the Elect. I have drawn this card before, so if you'd like to see the meaning of it, you can look back to some of my other videos. So look for Three of Staves, Love is a Ship for the Elect. I think this card that comes to us today speaks actually even more so about the mystical truth, which is all is one. So today I would interpret it this way. Imagine that when you come into life, there is this law that is all permeating, which is all is one. So you come into life, but the law is interconnectedness of all things, all beings, all things. And you live life, but the law remains. So you enter in this life and you live this life, but the law is still there. So whether you embark on this ship or not, if you're swimming in the waters or if you're embarking on the ship, the law is just there. So whether you can feel it or not at this time, it's a mystical truth that is mentioned quite often in spirituality, and there is more than one opportunity to feel this message and to truly understand what does this mean to you personally, and how could that help you at all, understanding that this is a mystical truth. Strange Secret Sacred card for this week is a growth card. And then there comes a day when everything you write turns into a love letter. You say you believe in transformation, but there is more that you need to allow yourself to believe in. Sometimes you are afraid of having the choice. I can tell you, my love, that your love is all worth it. Someday, tens and tens of years from now, you may be able to look behind you. You may be able to, and then you will not regret your loving self, your most loving self, when your heart opened, free of constraints. This card talks about the gift of love that comes to all of us, and even though the journey implies pain and suffering at times, if we do have the quality of reflection and the quality of feeling connected to all things, so the mystical truth of all is one, then we will not have a shadow of regret. I believe this is actually the quintessence of enlightenment, is lacking any sign of regret. So acceptance of all things, but beyond that, seeing everything as a gift. So feeling truly that interconnectedness between all things, which will of course translate into understanding that all the events of your life are gifts, and seeing everything as a miracle is truly the manifestation of enlightenment. So this is all that we are all looking forward to, I think. This is the message of this week. I'll keep it rather short, and now I'll give you the questions for this week. Question number 1. How does seduction manifest in your words and actions? Do you have a need that you are trying to meet using seduction or sex? If so, what is that need? Could you also maybe satisfy it differently? Question number 2. A Don Juan in their positive aspect shows vulnerability and invites connection. Do you practice vulnerability, and how? And question number 3, what is the best version of your future self? How does your future self live the truth all is one? Do you ever envision inner peace, or do you make dramatic pictures in your head? Thank you for watching today's reading, and I look forward to making a new one for you again. I'll see you soon.